You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, friends? Daniel Dopp here from the Fantasy Focused Football Podcast over on ESPN.
It's Fabs here, Michael Fabiano from Sports Illustrated.
You know who you can trust if you've got some questions about your fantasy squad?
Want to check out a cool show on YouTube that'll help you get ready for the fantasy football season?
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network. If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Head on over to YouTube. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network because they're doing everything they can to make you a better fantasy player.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
What up, world? Welcome back to the Get Right Fantasy Network. I'm Mike Herrick, a.k.a. Classic Mike, and this is our Week 17 Active and Inactive show. Today, I'm lucky enough to have my good buddy, Evan Sather, here joining me. What's going on, Ev? How you doing, man?
Great to finally join you again, Mike. I've just been so busy the past several Sundays. I felt a little bad, but I'm just glad to be here now. And the holiday season, I've been able to just let my foot off the gas pedal and just enjoy the rest of my year before we enter 2026. I'm still contending for third place in one league, and I'm already out of my other two leagues. So not so much a good season for me, but I'm happy about it. And there'll be plenty more good stuff coming our way, all of your way with Get Right Fantasy.
That's right. And, I'm already thrilled that I got to watch last night's game and got to see Derrick Henry run all over everybody. It was fantastic for those that had him. Those that did not, I'm sorry. Those that are facing him, I'm sorry. But otherwise, it was a good night. Really excited to get into this last week of fantasy football for a lot of championship weekends and stuff. I got two that I'm currently in that I'm really excited about, and hopefully things go my way. This morning, we're going to be going over some news and notes since our Friday show, which isn't really a lot, which is great. Normally it's like, riddled with a bunch of stuff. We're going to be going over actives and inactives at 11:30, as well as answering your last second starts at questions. So please make sure you throw your questions in the chat. Just make sure to let us know what type of format that you guys are using and what type of situation that you guys are in. Today, the only notes that we got, Sauce Gardner, he's going to be playing today. I know it's not really fantasy related unless you're an IBP, but he will be getting the start today. Chris Olave, there was a lot of questions about him coming in because he was a limited practice on Friday and everyone got all up and, he's fine. They were limiting his reps. Everything is good. He's in Nashville. Everything's good to go. Nick Underhill already said he's going to play and no restrictions, so he's good to go. The biggest question mark right now is George Kittle. He is listed as questionable due to a sprained ankle. We talked about this a little bit on Friday. He's highly unlikely going to play as per Adam Schefter. And, they're going to test him out at pregame, but it doesn't look like he's going to play. I would already find an alternative if that's what you were waiting for. It's unfortunate because now your options are a little bit limited. If you have to go with some people, we talked about this on Friday. Juwan Johnson is a great choice. Kobe Parkinson is not a horrible choice. AJ Barner isn't, a terrible choice. Evan's going to say no to this, but Taysom Hill as an option, but he's not like the best option. And then also Tungus isn't a horrible option. He averaged, I saw a stat like 11.9 fantasy points when Kittle was out and with Purdy playing. So might not be a horrible choice if you need to, but I would go with the other choices before I go down that road.
Tungus should be treated as a touchdown-dependent option. So if he falls in the end zone, you're celebrating. But if not, then at least you didn't take a zero. Yeah. But definitely pick up Juwan Johnson over Taysom Hill because it would it would not be surprising if they don't even use him against the Titans.
Yeah, it could be, if anything, he's going to be part of the run game more than he's going to be a part of the passing game or being a part of any of that. He's a short yardage guy that definitely can help on the goal line if they're around there. They only have Estime and Hall in there, so yeah, they're going to use him a little bit more than normal. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be enough to really help your chances. You have a better shot with Juwan.
I'm just wondering why they didn't put Alvin Kamara on IR. I mean, I know
I
they
was a
want to
little
get him
shocked by
back.
that too. Yeah. I mean, some teams, what I've noticed a lot is a lot of teams can't put their guys on IR because they already have too many on IR. So they pretty much just have to, take care of them like, normal. I noticed that with like Mike Evans and, or no, not Mike Evans, Bucky Irving, when he was out for the long period of time. They just had so many people on IR that they really couldn't put him on IR until someone got off of it. So sometimes they have to go down that road.
I don't want to push us too far off topic, but
Sure.
oh my goodness, has Bucky Irving fallen off the fantasy radar with how awful he's been.
Oh yeah, he has it. Thankfully, he's keeping some of his numbers up with the touchdown here and there, but he hasn't been doing much, and they've been using Sean Tucker a ton inside the 5 when they get to the red zone. And Sean Tucker has been doing very well considering, it's a 3-headed monster out there. They are definitely incorporating White and, so he's definitely taken a little bit of a backseat. Ricky Purcell, he is listed as questionable due to a knee and ankle injury. He is actually likely to play. Likely, I don't love. I'd rather hear the word expected to play. So I would just keep that in mind if you're thinking of using Ricky. I'm not. I am pivoting. Teteroa McMillan, good old T-Mac. He was added to the injury report this morning. It was really due to an illness. All sources have said that he is expected to play and be able to play despite the illness. So he'll be fine. He'll be out there.
It's the same with Ricky Pearsall, but you're definitely going to be playing Teteroa McMillan over Ricky Pearsall.
yeah. No, I'm not going to not play Ricky. I'm not going to not play Teteroa if I have him in that scenario. So let's get to some of the stuff. Oh, my buddy Little Worm, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? He goes, good luck in Dynasty, Mikey. Thank you, sir. He is one of my Dynasty mates out in my Dynasty League that I am currently it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle for sure. I'm really excited for that. For my GFTW, what's going on, brother? Or madam? Walker or BTJ? Thanks. I'm going to go Walker here.
I don't know what format this is. I need more information than this. It's not as simple as a vacuum. I need to know the format and scoring because it does matter because Walker's not a big pass catcher.
True, but I am going with the guy that I know will have more volume in this particular offense and is a little bit. This is a good matchup for him in general. Okay, 10-star.
Okay, PPR. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think I would lean more towards Kenneth Walker as well, being that, as we were talking about on Friday, Brian Thomas Jr., for whatever reason, cannot develop any chemistry with T-Law. So, Walker, I have a flex in number 37, and Brian Thomas is... how far down is he? I have him at 59. So, I'm going Ken Walker in this case. Now that I know it's PPR for sure.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it wouldn't have mattered. I like Walker a lot more than BTJ. If I'm in any format, it really doesn't matter to me because in this particular case, he's more guaranteed to touch the ball. It's a good matchup for him. Even the line for this game is, they're favored by 7, 42 point over under. I rather have the and it's definitely in favor of the Seahawks when it comes to point totals. So I am going to lean Walker over a guy like BTJ, even though they are favored by 5.5, and this is a higher point total. I don't trust them to, I can't sit here and tell you what's going to happen of like who's going to get the ball more. I already know Walker's going to get the ball at least, 20 or at least 15 to 20 times. I'd rather have that. And that's on the high side, to be fair. Ooh, this is a great question. Martin Castillo, what's going on? He goes, Purdy or Brissett today?
So under normal circumstances, I'd go Brock Purdy over Jacoby Brissett simply because Brock just has more talent in his receiving core. But Ricky Pearsall is expected to play despite the injuries that he has, and he's been having trouble building chemistry. He just can't stay healthy. I mean, that's been the biggest part of his problem. And now George Kittle is not expected to go tonight against the Chicago Bears. That's a big blow to this 49ers offense that they cannot afford to lose. And they're going to have to rely on Juwan Jennings all night long, too. So unless Purdy completes a lot of passes to CMC, I think I'm going to lean more Jacoby Brissett at this point because at least he's got Trey McBride, and he's making Michael Wilson look better than he actually is.
Yeah, and they will have right now. Marvin Harrison Jr. is expected to play. He'll be on a pitch count, but he will be out there. So at least they have weapons available to them. They've been getting Michael Carter a little bit more involved. Bengals defense is just garbage comparatively to the Bears. Bears tend to be doing pretty well as of late. So for me, I rather stick with Jacoby Brissett. He's playing for a contract next season. He's definitely going to be involved a lot more. He throws the ball a ton more. I like Brissett just a smidge better in this particular matchup. Mike Lopez, what's going on? He goes, good morning, guys. Happy holidays. We liking Hurts over Taylor Shuck.
Tyler
Shuck.
No, anyway, Jalen Hurts, I definitely have over Tyler Shuck. I have him at QB 8 and Tyler Shuck at 13.
Okay. Yeah, the game in Buffalo right now is going to be windy. Sorry, let me change that. That's the Cleveland game. The Buffalo game is going to be rainy. It's going to be gross. Well, no, what I'm trying to go at is I'd probably lean Hurts just a smidge, and it's really just because they're going to be running the ball a lot more. That means Hurts with, QB runs, his floor is a little bit higher, but Shuck can run the ball too. We've seen it. He's not as I can't say that he's not as good of a runner, but they are both pretty, good at getting out if they need to.
Well, to be fair though, Shuck has to run for his life because his offensive line is so. Yeah, I mean, he has taken 6 to 8 carries since the bye week, but that's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, yeah, he did take it himself against Tampa Bay, but Carolina was not about to let him do that, and the Jets didn't even let him do that. So I don't see why Jeffrey Simmons and the Tennessee Titans defense would let him do that either.
Yeah, I get it. I'm still leaning Hurts here. Better weapons all around. It's easier for him to get around, to do well. I don't like Hurts as a quarterback. I'm not a fan, but for your championship week, I'm going Hurts.
Says the Giants fan.
Not just because of that. It's part of it. Marcos going, Bonus Diaz, what's going on, man? Great to have you as always.
Hola, Marcos. ¿Cómo estás? My Spanish is awful.
Oh, mine too. And yeah. Also, Mike goes, how are we feeling about Bucky Irving? We just talked about that a minute ago.
You just missed it, my man. You just missed it. I didn't really say anything of substance about Bucky Irving, though. All I said was, gosh, I can't believe he fell off. So before the season began, I did a Reddit AMA when I used to be with Optimus Fantasy, and somebody said, are we higher on Chase Brown or Bucky Irving? And I said, I'm not high on either. I'm expecting Chase Brown to come down a bit from his RB10 season last year. And Bucky Irving, I'm not that big of a fan of because they still love to use Rashad White and Sean Tucker in a lot of scenarios because Bucky Irving is a terrible pass blocker. And we're finding out now they're not even using him in the red zone on goal line opportunities. They're using Sean Tucker. Yeah. So that's also why I was lower on Bucky Irving. Man, did I get downvoted to oblivion on that post, but I'll be damned if I'm not right about Bucky Irving. As talented as he is, you still have to start him because he gets great volume, but if he doesn't fall in the end zone, hey, at least you didn't take a 0.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat here. We were talking about it before. They've been using Sean Tucker a ton more in the past, in the goal line work. They've been using Rashad White a lot more in the passing game and pass blocking. So that's taken a lot away from Bucky.
That's all he's good for.
Bucky is a talented runner, but he is not, he has okay hands. He doesn't have the best. And at the same time, they don't utilize him as much in the passing game. Rashad White is much better in the passing game. So is Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker does have the ability to catch the ball and does well out the backfield. He's more, Tucker is more of an outside runner. Bucky's more of an inside runner, and then Rashad White is just really good in the screen game and does well, with passing opportunities and pass blocking. So they've found a way to utilize all three. The problem is that takes away from what Bucky was doing, and it's all because he was out for that long period of time where Rashad White and Tucker were able to establish themselves. Now they're like, oh my God, we have these two really great backs that we can now utilize all three. That with Bucky's back, so. It's tough. It's a three-headed monster now. I try to avoid it, but it's your championship week. You're going to have to play him unless you have better options, which is far. I don't know what those options might be, but he's probably your best option otherwise. Marcos goes Drake May or Stafford. This one is a tough one, man. This is a tough one.
It's not that tough. I got Drake May at 2 and Stafford at 6.
Yeah, I'm going Drake May anyway.
Yeah, you gotta go Drake May. He's got the rushing upside. He's making lemonade out of lemons with lesser known wide receivers. He's doing phenomenal with Mike Vrabel as his head coach. Yeah, fire up Drake May against this Jets defense that's almost non-existent.
Yeah, I have to go down that road. As much as I love Stafford, it's one of those things where I'm gonna have to pivot a little bit. The point total I would like a little more in the Falcons game because it's 49.5 with them favored by 7.5. But I do not mind having New England favored by 13.5 at MetLife at this point. MetLife's fine. There's no crazy, weather game or anything like that. It's going to be, cold, but it's not going to be it's not going to be crazy. So I'm still going to be going Drake May for this one. Martin goes, thank you, fellas. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well there, Martin. Hope everything works out in your new year and good close to
Thank you, Martin Castillo.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
My championship loss awaits. Oh, come on. Positive feelings. He goes Hill, Mayer, Gesicki, or Tunges, and BTJ, Tucker, or Kyle Williams. With the New England other receivers out and Purdy and or Stafford. So we got a couple. We're gonna start with let's go with the tight ends first. Hill, Mayer, Gesicki, or Tunges.
Interesting. Where do we? Yeah, these are all like low end tight end 2s that we're talking about here. I'll let you go first here, Mike, because I need to think about this one.
This is the only one where I'd probably take Tunges. With Gesicki, it's tough because T. Higgins is there. If T. Higgins wasn't there, I'd be a lot more on Gesicki. It's just historically that's just what we've seen. Michael Mayer, I understand the reasoning for it. I just think the Raiders are not trying to do anything crazy in this game. They're clearly showing they're trying to tank. I don't want to be on a team that just is there to be there. I'd rather be in a group that needs to fight. Taysom Hill, I don't mind, but it's just one of those things where he can either get you 13 points like he did last week, or he's going to get you 2. So it's one of the, I'd rather be with Tunges, who has the ability to do well and has an opportunity. I'm going to go, and especially with Kittle out and Purcell banged up, I'd rather go with Tunges.
I am not going to be so bold with Jake Tonges because Tonges is not as good. No, Tonges is not as good as George Kittle, and I don't want to start him over all these other guys here. The Fantasy Pros consensus rankings has Taysom Hill at 15 and Mike Gesicki at 17. I do not agree with that whatsoever because Taysom Hill is not a reliable fantasy option. He is 100% game script dependent, and you don't want to take those chances in a championship week when you're looking for especially when you're looking for a championship. Let's get it. You want safe floor here instead of taking like dumb risks on upside. So Mike Gesicki is going to be your best bet against an Arizona Cardinals defense that can't stop anything, even a nosebleed. So go ahead and fire up Gesicki if you have to make a tight end decision here.
Okay. I mean, it's fair. I like Gesicki as a player. It's tough for me when he's got. Uh, it's a tougher choice when I see Higgins in. But I don't hate the option, and it's a
I get it.
53 point over under. It's hard not to get in that particular game. In one way or another, but the Bears game, the Bears 49ers game is still 51.5. So there's points to be given. Niners are favored by 3.5, where Cincy is favored by 7. So you get a better quarterback overall. So I understand that too. You have Joe Burrow throwing the ball. I don't hate that, situation. So I think it's between Gesicki and Tunges for you if you're making your choice. But yeah, I completely get where you're coming from. BTJ, Tucker, or Kyle Williams. This one's a lot tougher.
Not really.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Not really. Go BTJ here. Forgive me, I don't know which. Are we talking about Sean Tucker here?
No, Trey Tucker.
Oh, screw Trey Tucker, man. We don't care about him. He's like a nothing in that Raiders offense. He's considered the number 1 wide receiver in the Raiders offense, but it means nothing in fantasy value. But I mean, if he happens to fall in the end zone, it's like, okay, yay. But like I was saying earlier, you want safe floor here. You don't want to take dumb risks with players that are not dependable options in fantasy. Kyle Williams is another case where he's definitely the future for the New England Patriots, but there are just too many other mouths to feed in that offense to make me want to start him over BTJ. So yeah, go ahead and start Brian Thomas Jr. with those choices.
Yeah, I mean, with Booty and Hollins out, I understand why. And
Stephon Diggs is out there too.
No. I'm saying that Booty and Hollins are both out. They're not even. Yeah, they're not even in. And then Demario Douglas is questionable with the leg. So I understand the reasoning behind it. I'd probably lean Kyle Williams because of the matchup, and they're trying to get him a lot more involved. I just don't trust BTJ at this moment, but BTJ is a better talent. He's a better overall talent. So I understand where Evan's going. I'm probably going to lean Kyle just because of the matchup. And at this point, they're going to do a lot better overall. Their offense is much better. Well, actually, they're pretty comparable. It should be a good matchup in the playoffs, but I'm liking Kyle Williams this week.
I love the Thomas matchup against the broken down Colts secondary, where I don't even know if Sauce Gardner is going to go. But
no, he's playing. It's Sauce and
it doesn't
Kenny Moore.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter in this case because the Colts defense is practically like flattened out and done, which is another reason I like Brian Thomas this week.
Okay, and that's fair. Like I said, I think both are good options. I think Tucker's the one guy out of that equation. It's just based on preference, and I agree. I think BTJ probably has a safer floor. Kyle Williams is more of a boom play, in my opinion, just in case you need that ceiling. If you faced Henry, I would probably play Kyle Williams just to see if I can get more. But if you're trying to play it safe, I'd be going BTJ. Ray, what's going on, brother? He goes, Mike.
Wait. We missed the last one.
Which one? Oh, Purdy.
He had a quarterback question.
Sorry. Purdy or Stafford?
So I have Stafford at 6 and Purdy at 7. So really you could flip a coin and it would be okay. But I would say play against the worst defense, which is the Atlanta Falcons, because they don't get the takeaways that the Chicago Bears do. I don't think the Niners are going to struggle too hard against the Bears defense, but I don't see the Falcons stopping the Rams either. So I would say fire up Stafford in this case.
Yeah, I'm going Stafford. Just better outcomes, better weapons, better everything, and going against a pretty beat up Atlanta Falcons team. They are still decent against the pass with Terrell, and they have a good secondary with Jesse Bates. I don't hate it. I know that they are going to do better, and it's in a dome where Stafford loves to be. I'm gonna stick with Stafford. Back to Ray. What's going on, Ray? He goes Genty or Barkley full. Gross. He says he's going against CMC, JSN. I mean,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to me, but in this particular case, I'm probably going Barkley. Yeah, I'm going Barkley.
He said you, so I'm not going to answer because Ray wanted your answer.
No.
But no, man, you got to go Saquon Barkley here. I mean, Ashton Genty will do better in the future. I have Barkley at 6 and Genty at 9. They're both pretty good matchups because the Buffalo Bills are notorious for being horrible against stopping the run.
Yeah.
And I
Without
think you
it,
have
all
to
of
go
it.
Saquon Barkley here.
Yeah, it's Barkley either way. It's going to be crappy weather game. They're going to have to keep the ball on the ground. They're going to have to run it. Genty, they already were saying that he was hurt. Like he's expected to play, even though, like all these different things.
One note I wanted to add with that, just because it's going to be rainy and yucky-ish weather in Buffalo, that does not mean start benching guys like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith or just any other pass catchers that you have on either team. You can definitely start them because both teams will have to throw the ball at some point. And they find ways to get the ball in the hands of their receivers, even if it's like 25-mile-an-hour winds and like invisible, because the Buffalo Bills have to do it anyway. They're used to this weather.
Yeah, they're used to it. It's at home. This is a game that they need. Regardless, they need to stay up in their division. And on top of that, Josh Allen tends to play okay. Plays a little bit better in these types of weather games. And on top of all that, it's like 9 hour. It's like normal wind at over in Orchard Park. It's like 9 mile an hour. It's not anything crazy. It's just rain.
It's
so
fine.
For him, and it's mildly warm there. Like it's like 40 degrees, which is not normal for them up there. So I'm still going Barkley in this case. I just don't trust Genty in this matchup. Martin goes, need one. Parker Washington. I know it's Sanders from the
Raheem Sanders or Rashid Shaheed.
Sanders. There we go. And then Shaheed. I'm going to go Parker Washington.
Give me a second. I need to think about this one because now we're talking about lesser known guys that, Rashid Shaheed is at least a better known guy. I kind of lean more toward Shaheed, but he's just slowly getting integrated in that Seahawks offense. So he's not necessarily somebody I'm dying to start. And in my flex, I have Shaheed at 97, Parker Washington at 77, and Raheem Sanders at 116. So, yeah, it's got to be Parker Washington. He's going to be the more dependable option. Raheem Sanders starting for the Cleveland Browns doesn't mean jack shit to me. I don't care. Cleveland is a nothing to me at this point. Their offense is done. Poor Shadur Sanders is not going to have much to do but run for his life. So, yeah, just go Parker Washington. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that I would maybe turn to Sanders is if Dylan Sampson's out, and that's an unknown at this point, but it looks like
still
he's
wouldn't
play. Okay, fair enough. No, I get it. I'm only saying because of volume. He's just a safer floor if that's the case, just because there's no one else behind him. Parker Washington, I like a lot better matchup, better situation. So I'm going that way as well. Ray goes, Fannin, Pitts, Henry, or Taysom Hill, full PPR.
Well, it should be Kyle Pitts, considering how much better he's been doing to finish off the season. Finally because I have Kyle Pitts at tight end 2 this week, even against the Rams defense. And did you say Fannin? Yeah, so Fannin is 3, and I have Hunter Henry at 6, and Taysom Hill, I have way down there. Don't play Taysom Hill, please. Like, just go ahead, fire up Kyle Pitts, and don't think too hard about it.
Okay. I like Hunter Henry just a smidge better in that case. It's just a better overall matchup. He's a safer floor for me. I think Pitts is definitely a higher ceiling when it comes to that game. They're going to have to throw the ball. They're already underdogs by 7.5 at this point. And with Drake London, a unknown and, questionable, but expected to play, I would definitely be okay with playing Pitts in this, but for me, it's Henry. I just like the matchup. Marcos goes, pick one flex, full PPR. Blake Corum, Rico Dowdle, or Monangai.
I'm gonna go. That's a good. I think I have to go Rico Dowdle here.
All number 2s.
Rico's still the one for the Panthers, but. It's how it is with the Panthers. Like they'll give Rico lead volume, but sometimes if Chuba gets the hot hand, they'll keep feeding him. But I think I'd still go Rico here.
Yeah, it's just a tough matchup versus the Seattle Seahawks. I think I might go in the same boat with you with Dottle though. Just more he probably has the most volume out of all these guys, and I think he can do well in this matchup overall. His teammate Tedoroa McMillan, he's going to be active today, despite his listed as being with an illness at the start of the game or at start of the day. So we're starting to get actives and inactives thrown in. So those that throw their questions in, don't worry, we're going to get to it. Let's get it. He goes, would you guys still consider BTJ if my other starter is Myers?
Sure.
Okay. Living in the flames of the Jaguars. Yeah, why not? I don't hate that particular scenario. Sometimes it works. Right now, with what Trevor Lawrence has been doing the last few weeks, if you're looking at his numbers, he's still attempting 30 or more passes per game, completing at least 20 or more. And he's gone over 300 at least once out of the last 3 games. So he's spreading the ball out. He's had, 10 touchdowns in the last 3 games. I don't hate that.
Yeah.
Someone's going to get the ball.
Breaking news, too, is separate from this question. It has been confirmed that Tedoroa McMillan is active today. He will play.
Yeah, that's what I just said that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I must have been looking at Twitter as you were just saying that, too. So multitasking can be hard sometimes.
We do have the same notifications for these guys, so I get it.
My Twitter in my browser window takes a little bit of time to refresh, too, and yours, whatever you're using is probably a hell of a lot faster than what I got.
I'm just using the phone. So I'm starting to get some actives and inactives in. We got Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to be active today. Nothing for the Bucks that is concerning. Bashal Tutin is going to be out today, which we already knew ahead of time. It looks like Noah Fant will be active today for the Bengals. He was on the report for a minute. Nothing else really crazy at the moment. Still waiting. Oh, Harold Fannin and Dylan Sampson are active today. They will be active today. Chris Olave is active, even though he was questionable. We already knew that Alvin Kamara was going to be out today. Dylan Sampson will be out today. Dylan Gabriel will be out today. He is inactive. Bashal Tutin, we already knew was going to be inactive today. He is out. Still waiting on a more. There's not many today because there's not a lot of 1:00 games in comparison to the past. So
inactives today: Tua Tagovailoa, Dylan Gabriel, Sterling Shepard. As if anybody gives a shit about those 3 anymore.
And it's one of those things where it makes sense. It's good to mention here and there. Interesting. Kobe Bryant will be out for the Seahawks. One of their good corners. He's their nickel corner. He's going to be out today. Titans don't have anybody of merit that we care about. Charles Cross is out for the Seahawks too. That's a good, big offensive lineman for the Seahawks is going to be out today. All right. I got no one else. We already know that Travion Henderson is going to be active today. Looks like Pop Douglas will be active today. Tua's going to be out. Dylan Sampson's going to be, or Dylan Gabriel. You already said that. You're going off the Adam Schefter post. Okay, cool. So yeah, those are all the actives and inactives today. If we see any more that pop up that are meaningful, we will let you guys know. But right now, I think we are good to go.
Yeah, I'm most not so concerned about Pop Douglas being able to play today, being that a lot of people are hyping up Hunter Henry, hyping up Kyle Williams, and I think Pop Douglas being in the mix is definitely going to hinder the both of them. But if you have either of them, they're both not bad plays.
No, it's a good matchup. They're going to spread the ball out. Hopefully spread the ball out a little bit in this one because they can.
Yeah, they absolutely can.
Yeah. So Martin Costello goes, last one, guys. You can have as many as you want. Don't apologize. Or don't say that. Darren Waller or Taysom Hill today?
It's easily Waller.
I'm going to have to lean Waller as well.
Yeah.
I
So like I said, guys, please do not start Taysom Hill. He is not a dependable fantasy option. I'm gonna keep saying this over and over again until I get this through to everybody, because Taysom Hill always has that one game when he pops off and then he disappears because he is 100% dependent on Saints game script. That has not changed with Sean Payton, and that has not changed with Kellen Moore. They will always use Taysom Hill as a Swiss Army utility knife out there on that field because he's good at a lot of things in football, but great at none of them. So if he pops off, you're happy, but don't start Taysom Hill. Keep him on your bench.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I'm a big fan of him as a player, but I
Same.
am not a fan of him this week in fantasy. It's one of those things where I can love the player, but I can't be a part of his general situation this week. Ray goes start. I know that means start. May or Burrow. I think it's Burrow.
Does it mean start, or is he talking about Stafford?
Oh, didn't even think about that. Stafford, May, or Burrow. I'm still playing Burrow.
Oh, I think you have to start Burrow this week. He's QB1 in pretty much everybody's consensus rankings. So Burrow is an easy start. And I mean, May's not a bad start either, but he's 2. So if you got to pick one, why not go Joe Burrow?
Yeah, I'm going Burrow. I love the 53-point over-under. They're favored by 7. This is going to be a game for him. They really want to stay. They want to stay relevant, so they're going to have to do as much as they can to win. Evan has a good NBA commentator voice. He really does.
I appreciate that, Ray. I don't watch NBA basketball anymore, but I still appreciate that.
Yeah. No, you definitely have that commentator voice. You have that nice, the good tone. I love it.
I appreciate that.
So let's get it goes. Apologies. I forgot to add Marvin Harrison Jr. as one of my options as receiver. Does that change? No, I would not be playing him. I would not be playing Marvin Harrison Jr. today.
No. Yeah, I would still start Brian Thomas Jr. over Marvin Harrison Jr. I still have Thomas at 27 and Harrison at 31. So yeah, go ahead, start BTJ even if you already have Jacoby Myers. Totally fine. Don't get the championship anxiety. Start him up and just hope for the best. It's just like any other week.
Yeah, I mean, I understand right now, despite the Bengals being really bad at a lot of things, the one thing they're good at is stopping the wide receiver, which is weird. Because they've been actually pretty bad overall, but it's because their defense is so bad. Teams pretty much run on them. They're currently 5th overall against the wide receiver. I'm not as right now. I am just not going to play Marvin Harrison Jr. Today. Just not worth it. Not worth your time, especially on a snap count. What up, Raven? How you doing, brother? He goes super flex, full PPR, 6-point passing touchdown. Flexing 1, Geno, Blake, or Breece Hall?
I got to think about this one. You go first, Mike.
This is an interesting one. It's
a
very interesting one. I might lean Geno because he gives you the best opportunity to win, even though he's in a situation where they want to lose. This game is a 40-point over under or 40 and a half point over under. At this point, Giants are favored, and that line has gone down from them being favored by 1.5 to the Giants being favored. And this is a home game for them. I like Geno just a smidge, and it's really just because of game script. They might be behind. But at the same time, even if they're not, that means they're doing well, which means Geno is doing well. Blake Corum has to fall into the end zone to make your day. Breece Hall is going against a really good Patriots offense, even though he's getting a ton of volume comparatively. I just don't like his chances. Basically, they're going to be loading the box, going against Brady Cook. I mean, it's just not good for you. I'd rather go with Geno. It's just a better overall option.
Yeah, I think I have to lean Geno as well. As much as I'd much rather play one of the running backs over Geno Smith at this point because the Raiders are so bad. But with the ball in his hands and being able to feed guys hopefully he can feed Trey Tucker, but I'm not counting on that. I think Geno Smith, just based on volume alone, is going to be able to be your best shot at Superflex. I'm assuming that you said Flex 1. I'm assuming this is for your Superflex slot. So go ahead, fire up Geno.
Yeah, I'm going Geno. It just makes the most sense. And I want to I understand the not playing a quarterback in the super flex spot, 100%, I get it. I'm still going to go Geno here. Like I said, it's a bad scenario. I don't want to play any Raider if I can, avoid it. But I mean, right now he's got to do okay. He's got to continue to play. And, they're at home. It's in a dome. It's a safe play. I don't know. I like Geno a little bit. I know the dome doesn't really matter, but at this point, if you have to, you have to. All right. So please throw those questions in the chat if you haven't already. Please, if you haven't already, why don't you guys check out Underdog Fantasy? Underdog Fantasy is one of those great sites, especially this time of year when we're getting into playoffs and no more fantasy going to be around for those that are in those redraft and dynasty leagues. But this is a great way to get involved. Please use promo code GetRight when you register. And right now, their promo is win up to 5,000 times your money. Play 5, get 75. So use promo code GetRight, and this is what you will get when you register. All righty. Martin gets another one. He says, start Swift or Shakur. Full PPR.
Shakur or Shakir. I guess either one works.
Yeah, I know. That's my New York accent.
I'm leaning more. Well, yeah, because I don't like counting on any Buffalo Bills wide receivers because they have their passing game playbook similar to the Green Bay Packers. They don't really have a true number one wide receiver. They love to spread the ball to whoever they could get the ball in their hands to, and they like to revolve around Dalton Kincaid, similar to how the Packers like to revolve around Tucker Kraft before his untimely, unfortunate ACL tear. So in this case, I think I'm going to go DeAndre Swift over Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, it's hard to rely on guys like Shakir in this particular matchup in general. I feel a little bit more comfortable with Swift in general, even if he's getting 50%, with Monungai. Going against 49ers, yes, they're a pretty good run-stop team, but I'd rather go with Swift. They like to run the ball. They're going to want to keep the offense off the field. They're going to want to keep CMC off the field. I'm gonna go with Swift. They're gonna want to, they're gonna want the time of possession in this game for sure. What up, Knuckle Buster? What's up, y'all? Happy holidays to everybody out there. If we haven't told you guys that already, we're almost getting close to the new year, starting brand new shortly after this. Please make sure, for those that are new to the show, you're liking and subscribing to the show. We really do appreciate that. Gets the algorithms up, gets us out there to more people. Also, check out our affiliate podcasts as well. Phil at the Extra Point, as well as Kendall at the Fantasy Football Tavern. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to their shows as well if you haven't already. Also, check out Evan's show on Barely Fantasy on YouTube. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to his as well.
It's not yet a show, but at least I do put out YouTube shorts and occasionally YouTube videos. As the holidays came here, I haven't created anything lately, but as the off-season ramps up, I will definitely have more YouTube shorts on the way in January, as well as some hold, buy, and sell advice for your dynasty leagues and because I know how some of you are. You're gonna want to make those crazy trades in January when you probably shouldn't, but don't worry, because I got you covered for that, and I'll help make sure that you don't bust up your dynasty team.
There you go. I mean, one of my favorite trades that I've made in January was a trade for CJ Stroud and Trey McBride. I traded Anthony Richardson, a first and a second, and I think another second for those two. And I was pretty happy with the outcome.
I wouldn't sell Trey McBride even for 3 firsts.
I was lucky. It was a good price at the point because it was before he became, like, with his touchdowns. It was like when he was low on his touchdowns, like 1 touchdown that year. So I think this was last year, or 2 years ago. I don't remember exactly when, but happy I did it. Happy I have him. My team name is Bully Tight End because I have him, Sam Laporta, Brenton Strange. I have Gatson. I have Hunter Henry. I have like every tight end, and it's not even tight end premium. So if you need a tight end, reach out to me.
How many flex spots do you have, though?
I think 3.
Well, I mean, you could flex every tight end possible, and it works.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I pretty much in this league, but it's not tight end premium, but it's full. I try not to. Yeah, it's 3. I have a good amount of running backs too. So I have Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Brandon Cooks, or not Brandon Cooks, James Cook, Montgomery, Stevenson. Like I have a good amount of running backs, so I pretty much just put those in. I need more wide receivers, so I might be trading those guys for some wide receivers in the future. But either way, it's one of those things where it is. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
That does sound like fun, man. My dynasty team shit the bed so hard this year, just like it has for the past few seasons. I started early in the 2020s, coming in 3rd place for like 3 years in a row, but it's just not reaching fruition at this point. I've been finishing like between 5th and 6th place. There was a lot of trades that I regret, but you know, sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit, and if it doesn't work out, well, sometimes that's just the way it goes. Plus, a lot of my guys like to get injured and put on injured reserve between Sam Laporta, Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice, Calvin Ridley. Not that Ridley's that valuable anymore, but I lost a lot of guys like that. It just happens, man. Sometimes that's just the way it goes, and at least it's a fun home league that I enjoy.
Yeah, I mean the one dynasty league that I'm in, that I'm currently in, that I was talking about before in the beginning, with Worm when he was wishing me well. That league is a home league. It is a 10-team salary cap dynasty league that we've been doing for the last 8 years. And it has been a long time that I've been building this team. In general, I won last year, but this year is one of those teams that has just been doing pretty well in certain scenarios, and it's just been a really solid group. I'm just hoping that I can continue that today and continue that going against Callie has been truly the second best team in our league. He had a rough start, but then he started building up and doing well. We had one guy, just to show you how this league has been going this year. In the beginning, we had one guy who was he was at the bottom of the pile. He was 7-1 at one point and was leading and even beating my team that was 7-1. Or no, I was 6-2 or something. Or no, it doesn't matter. He was winning. He was 7-0. There we go. 7-0. I was 6-1, and he kept up. And then all of a sudden, he got all the way to 4th, and now he's fighting for his life in 4th. So, it was just a really fun, season in that group, and really looking forward to today and tomorrow of these games coming up. So
is his team the Indianapolis Colts?
Basically.
Zing.
I mean, his team is one of those teams that we all looked at and we were like, how is he winning? And we looked at it over and over and over again, and you can't comprehend it. He had Justin Herbert, Travis Etienne, Genty, Pollard, Adams, who currently is doubtful, and I don't know why he's still in. Xavier Legette, Deebo Samuel, Devontae Smith, Mike Gesicki, is Trevor Lawrence. He's got all these great, he has some great options that all hit, but at some points during the year, they weren't as good and weren't hitting. But there were times that he would go against a team where he would score 98 points and the team that he was facing scored 98. Like, he would win those games, like those close, small, but his statistics, if you looked at them, were insane. And like, when you're looking at it, his point totals for points for, he was not even close. Like, he's number 8 or 9 at the points for, and is considered the 4th best team, when a team that was ranked currently 6th has the most points for, and is currently at the 6th. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, like, when you're looking at the numbers. And somehow he found a way to get to the playoffs, and now he's fighting for 3rd. And we'll see how it goes. It looks like he didn't change anything in his team, so he might be getting that 4th seed, which sucks because in that league, 4th gets absolutely nothing. I've been there. It sucks.
Welcome to fantasy football is the narrative that we're pushing here.
Oh, I agree. I mean, in that league, it's a little different. So for that particular dynasty league, we do a lottery for the bottom 6 teams. So there is no 101 other than those that you have to earn it, and it's a lottery. So in this case, we pick a major championship. So usually we try to do the Masters because it's earlier, but we either do the Masters or the PGA Championship, and we basically pick golfers. And everyone picks a golfer. We randomly pick and then have everybody pick their golfer. And whoever finishes in a better spot, that's the order of what we pick. So it's a lot of fun. And that's, one of the fun things of being in the bottom half and not in the playoffs. But the top 3 teams get money. The fourth gets nothing. And then there's also we do a 2-week combined, bottom tier thing where you can get like the 111 out of, it's just an extra pick. And so fourth gets nothing. Can't even be involved in the 2-week combo thing. So
my dynasty league I've been giving it's a $30 entry fee. We keep it low so that we don't scare people away from committing to dynasty, because otherwise, you got a lot of high turnover. You have trouble filling spots, and I try to keep it with people that I actually know.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because that's the point of a home league. Fourth place at least gets your $30 back. I don't know if I'm going to change that. I've been spending a lot of this Christmas holiday break just thinking about what do I want to do with this dynasty league. Maybe I'll hit you up after the show, Mike, because I got a lot of stuff I need to think about. Like, do I want to just take away a lot of stuff that I've been doing and just change it too much? I don't want to do too much and force people out, if that makes sense.
No, it makes complete sense. I mean, I don't think we're getting to that point yet with us, with our home leagues. I have 2 big home leagues that are for big money, because these guys don't do it unless it's for money, and good money. And at this point, both of my leagues pretty much stay with the same theme, because we're all in the same league. We have like 4 guys, or no, we have like, I think it's like 7 guys that are in the same league. So we only have like 3 or 4 different guys. And right now we're at $300 for buy-in for both. And next year it's going to be $350. So
high rollers.
Well, we're not all high rollers, but every year we basically have the money go up $50 every 2 years. So it just keeps everybody active. It keeps everybody in one of those scenarios where they're trying to, they want to keep being a part of the final pot. The hard part is trying to divvy up the money as it gets bigger and how to keep people active in it. Our redraft league, we have hey, Marcos. Muchos gracias, everybody, for all your help this season. Really appreciate your time and expertise. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for everybody that's been watching the show and continuing to, enjoy, my ramblings on Sundays, as well as having Evan here and being a part of everybody, including Kendall, Phil, and Frank. So thank you, everybody. We really do appreciate
Denada, Marco. So glad we could help you out this season too.
Yeah. Hopefully our advice was able to help you guys win your championships. That's all we care about. We don't, I care about my teams, but I also care more about helping you guys. But yeah, we have a last place thing that we have in place so that people don't tank. So basically last place pays for third. So
that's pretty funny, actually.
Well, especially in a 300, like a year like this year, where next year it's going to be 350. That means you're paying 700 just if you're losing.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's the price you have to pay. So that's why it's interesting and why it keeps things a little bit active. We've been discussing since the money is getting a little bit higher, because that's a lot of money. That's $700 that you're going to have to put in. You're paying for 2. It becomes a little bit much. We've been trying to find ways to make that burden a little less, but still enough to make you go, oh, I don't want to lose. Like if you put it down, if you like cut it in half, then it's like, who cares if I lose? I'll just sell my team. Like that's why we're trying to find a happy median somehow. because we don't want teams to tank. And honestly, it's been working. It's been a really good way to kind of curb how people do things, because in the past we used to have guys still off a full team like at the end of the year, and it was just bad. You were going against Juggernaut, and it was so bad. It was like going against a chop league at one point, and it was just bad. And we were just like, no, we can't have this anymore. I put in a last place rule because it made things a little bit easier for us, and it made it where everyone was a little bit more cognitive of what they did and their moves that they made, and it worked out. So that's one thing that I've done to help a little bit, and it makes it a little bit more active. I'm trying to think of the other things, but that's
one thing I'll tell you too, Mike, is that that sounds like a too rich for my blood type of high roller rule. That if it works for you guys, great. Yeah. But I'm honestly surprised at how many dynasty leagues I've learned about that do not have anything for their consolation bracket, which includes a last place thing that just automatically gives you the number one pick, making it so easy to just sell your whole team and get last 100. Place on purpose. And there's no checks and balances in place to make sure that you don't cheat on purpose like that. So what I do for my league is that whoever it's a 10-team league. Whoever finishes 7th, which wins the consolation bracket, gets the number one overall pick. So if your team sucks, you still got to earn it.
Interesting. All right. I don't hate that idea. I think that's a good idea. It keeps everybody focused and trying to win, and at least you're not trying to lose to the point where I like that. I like that. It keeps it a little bit more competitive at the bottom, and it makes teams not just suck and want to be at the bottom. And then then you get taco teams that are pretty much just you can roll over every week, and it's you don't want that free buy every week. It's just not fun. It's better when everybody's a little competitive. We had that one time in one of our other dynasty leagues that I'm in the championship with, where you pretty much knew you had a bye week every week if you're facing a few of the teams in a row. So
yeah, I don't know how many of you still listening are in your consolation bracket right now, but I'm always disappointed when even a redraft league has nothing for the consolation bracket. Like the 10-team one that I run for my home redraft league, the winner of the consolation bracket for that one gets the draft pick of their choice next year, which is usually number 1. So I just set it to number 1 unless somebody says I'd rather have like 2 or 8 or whatever. And it's like, okay, here you go.
And that's not a bad idea either. My redraft league, we don't really do that. With anybody, like with our consolation, we kind of keep it at whatever, but it's normally because we figure out our particular draft order prior to the season starting. So, and that's for our keeper league. So we pretty much we will do some, like last year we did like a beer pong thing, which was dumb, but we ended up
Is it dumb when you're 21 though, versus like us now in our 40s? I mean, I'm 40 as well, so.
Well, that's my point. Like, we're all with like 38, 40. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, come on, guys, let's do something else. But like, for years, we did a AI generated WWE Royal Rumble where we all, randomly picked our particular wrestler, and then they all came in randomly. So it was a full random thing. But they got pretty sick of it, but we did that prior to the season starting so that we knew what was going to be the next season, because we didn't want there to be situations where we couldn't figure it out, and we wanted to know where those picks were. So we started doing that a little bit. It helped.
Man, you got me thinking about a lot of ideas for that. Like Kendall and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where like determining draft order, for example, which we'll definitely talk about once we get to like summertime, like Super Smash Brothers tournament, like one of those things. Like winner of that one gets the top pick.
Hey, I mean, we're doing this historical baseball thing with my buddies. I mean, that's going to be another thing that I might suggest to our couple of our commissioners if they want to do as an option. Setting up that particular league, and then whoever wins that and then based on the order of the standings, we could do that. I'll have to talk to them later. So T. Hamill says, I don't like that at all. The worst teams should get the best pick to allow them best chances to rebuild it. Making a middle team get 101 is awful, in my opinion. That's fine. I understood what Evan's going with. It makes it a little bit more competitive at the bottom, which then makes things a little bit more competitive overall.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But it's kind of like going on the point that I was saying earlier, where it's like ideally the bottom team in theory should get the top pick, but the problem is it's just too easy to cheat the system and just make your team suck on purpose and go,
just
oh
selling
yeah, I
off
got
for
the top
firsts.
rookie this year, I win, and it doesn't take any talent to do that. So a seventh, I wouldn't call. I mean, it's fine that if you want to call a seventh place team middle, but I don't. I call that like top of the bottom half of the league, which
Oh, it's
you know,
it's also based on your particular league. I mean,
yeah.
I'll tell you right now, my redraft team, my redraft league, the home team, the keeper league that we were talking about, that league was incredible. I'm currently in the 7th seed, fighting for the 5th, and I was 8-7. Our first place team is 9-6. And our second place team is 9-6. Our third place team is 9-6, and our fourth place team is 9-6. When the fifth place team is 8-7, and then the sixth place is 8-7. We were a highly competitive group last year. It doesn't mean that your team sucks. It just means that it keeps it more competitive because our last place team was 2-13. So it's one of those things where as much I agree in some situations, but with Dynasty, you want to keep everybody competitive. If you're selling off your team where you're pretty much selling off every player that you have for a first round draft pick and you're having 10 first round draft picks next year, doesn't mean your team's good. It just makes it where your team sucks so bad that it kind of hurts the top. And you want everything to be competitive throughout the whole league. I don't want to have teams that are 1-15. I just don't. I don't want the or 1-14. I don't want that. I want to have everybody in a decent, 6-9 type scenario where everybody is competitive and it makes things more interesting leading up to the championship week. If you want to be the team that sucks and tanks, then you know what? You shouldn't be rewarded for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you put it in a beautiful way that I couldn't have worded any better, Mike, because that's exactly the philosophy that I have for the consolation bracket in my Dynasty League, and I'll put it in better context, too. So, yes, the winner of the number 1 pick in my Dynasty League finished the season 6-8. Not the worst team at all, but they were barely squeaking by some of these teams to, like, get that win. It was pretty competitive at the bottom.
Yeah.
The worst team this year was 2-12, and they still had the chance to get it, but they just didn't. They finished above projection, but just didn't beat the 6-8 team. Which it happens. It's not necessarily a guarantee. Sometimes if you got the worst team and you happen to get there, congratulations. But yeah, that's the thing. Is like I like to make people earn it as opposed to just letting people just sell the whole team, and it takes no talent to get to the bottom. It's just one of those things.
Agreed. And that's why, like, I understand how some leagues do that and it's fine. Like, they have their reasoning for it and it makes sense. Whatever you want to go with max point, what is it? Max points against, or whatever the stat is to be at the 101. Like, you want to do that. That's fine. That's your choice. That's your, type of league. But at the end of the day, it's not competitive.
Speaking of max points against, you want to hear something insane? My Dynasty League, the team with the best record, 12-2, most points put forward and most points against. I don't know how the hell Andy did this.
No, that's fantastic. Well, but that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a competitive league that has a situation, that can be like that, where you're going against the toughest groups every week. You don't want to have a guy just shit the bed every week and then go, oh, I get the 101 next year. Like, that means nothing. Like, I don't want that scenario. That's why we have these particular things in place where we do these, like Ray says, we have a lottery for the last 4 teams. 7th gets higher odds, little things like that, where it gives you a competitive advantage, or it gives you a competitive way to get the 101 instead of just being handed it to you because your team sucks. And it gives you, basically, you're aiming to be at the bottom every time if you're trying to get the 101. Like, I don't want the 101 every year. Do I want it sometimes? Of course I do, because I need to, you need to roster your, you need to churn your roster a little bit. But at the end of the day, I want to have a good, solid team, and I use my draft capital for that. I use my first round picks. I use my second round picks as draft capital to grab these guys where they are already proven. I'm not a big drafter when it comes to rookies because I don't trust the rookie. If you drafted, God, who's a guy like Dylan Sampson, or a guy like, who's another guy this year that kind of shit the bed. When it
Caleb
came to
Johnson.
rookie. Caleb Johnson, exactly. Like
Caleb Johnson is inactive today, by the way. Coach's decision.
He is. Yeah, well, and right there. So, I mean, there's a lot of scenarios where you're not, those first round picks are very rare to come out on top. And I rather be in the, situation where I want to use those picks for somebody that's proven. Doodle Bob, what's up, man? How you doing? Yo, Mike, long time no see, friend. How you doing, man? He goes, Taysom or Juwan? We're gonna both tell you Juwan.
Please go Juwan Johnson. I don't know who these people are that keep saying that Taysom is a high-end tight end 1 in this matchup. Like, where are they getting this information from? Where have they been the past 10 years? Because what is Taysom Hill now? 33 years old? I mean, congratulations to him for doing everything he can. And he's 35 actually, and he's still dang good at a lot of things in football too, which is impressive.
Yeah, I'm a big, like I said, big fan of Taysom as a player. Not a big fan of him in fantasy. So it's one of those things where I am going to, at this point, I'm not going to play him today, but I enjoy watching him play because he's just a football player. He's just that, hey, give me the ball. And he just does something with it. He can throw it, he can pass, or he can throw it, he can run it, he can catch it. That's awesome. Like, he can do all three. I can't wait to have him be, I don't know if he's the first, was he the first to be passing touchdown, catching touchdown, and rushing touchdown? Is he one of the first to do that?
That may have gone to somebody else, like a Cordell Stewart. I have to
check look because I'm curious about. I got to look at that off camera because I'm kind of curious because I know that that is a very small group of people to be able to do something like that. I know Marcus Mariota was able to catch his own pass, but that's like a rare occurrence. Catch his own touchdown. But I'm trying to remember if I'm pretty sure he had one game where he had all three.
So Taysom Hill is not the first to do it. I don't know if he ever did, but the correct answer is Ray Renfro of the Cleveland Browns on December 6th of 1953.
Oh my God. So it still hasn't happened yet. That's crazy.
No, it has. It's just he was the first to do it.
No, that's my point. Oh, who else has done it prior to that?
Nobody before him.
No, I know. After him. Who did it
after him? There was Frank Gifford, Walter Payton, David Patton, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh, okay. So at least Tomlinson has been the most recent. Okay, cool. All right. That's cool.
And I think Christian McCaffrey did it in 2022.
Did he?
Oh, Josh Allen did it last year too.
There we go. Josh Allen. There we go. I knew there was someone recent that did it. That's who it was. All right. Well, Taysom Hill could do that at one point, but not today. Doodle Bob goes, their running back room is depleted. Their wide receiver room is depleted. I don't think it's a bad start. No, I understand the reasoning for it. I'm not going to have my championship team be dependent on a Taysom Hill. Juwan Johnson is more involved in the passing game. He's number 2 to Chris Olave, and they are always the top 2 targets that are available to Tyler Shuck. Yes, he gets goal line, but you have to pray that he gets a touchdown. Otherwise, he is just 4 points. Like, he's not going to get anything special.
Yeah.
If it's full PPR, I don't like him either. He's not involved in the passing game. He's more involved in the run game. He's just a short yardage, let's get the first down type guy. So
and yeah, I get the logic behind that, Doodle Bob, but just because the opportunity is there doesn't mean they're going to capitalize on it. And that's the same thing with somebody like Raheem Sanders of the Cleveland Browns, for example. Like, just because he's the top running back doesn't mean he's going to excel. And it was the same thing with Audric Estime on the New Orleans Saints. It's like, just because he's allegedly leading that backfield doesn't mean he's going to do well, because he's just not as talented on the NFL level as a lot of other guys. So that's just the way it goes in this game.
Yep. So Doodle Bob goes, kicker question. I think we're going to both agree. Little, Pinero, or McPherson? It's going to be Cam Little for me.
I'm not so sure about that, actually. I would highly consider Eddie Pinheiro, because I could see the San Francisco 49ers offense going 3 and out in the red zone and the Niners settling on field goals. And they love Pinheiro. So I could see. I don't think you could go wrong with all three of them. Don't hear what I'm not saying.
Yeah.
You could start any of them and you'd be perfectly fine. But I think your best chances would be Pinheiro just simply by opportunities. Because I could see the Niners going 3 and out a lot and having to kick the field goal. Because with Christian McCaffrey, they don't suck at moving the football. But without a lot of their pass catchers, especially George Kittle, I think they're going to have to settle on a lot of 3-point opportunities.
Yeah, and that's fair. I like Kittle I like just a little bit more. I don't know why I do that. One, it's in a dome. He's a long range kicker. He already holds a record for that. We already know he's good at that. And two, as much as the Indianapolis Colts haven't been playing well on defense, they can still stop people and in a on their side of the ball or on their side of the field, which is enough to make them kick. They are not a team that goes for it on fourth down a lot. I rather have Little in this case. It's just preference.
Yeah, no, like I said, you really can't go wrong with all three, Doodle Bob.
No,
So
they're all top three.
Pick the one you like most and go for it, because I think they're all going to be marginal. I don't understand this question. I blame Pierce. What is this based off of?
So this is more based on before Henry came, before Henry played, how everyone's team, all the guys at the top that you were looking to do well, haven't been doing anything. Like, it was pretty mediocre, to say the least, for the first 3 games of the year.
Isn't that every year anyway?
Sort of, but you would expect more from a guy like Gibbs. You would expect more, from guys like Dak and CD and Pickens and, all the guys that you would normally think are going to do well. Just haven't. Then you had the Broncos Chiefs game where you were facing, the third, you had your third string quarterback in for the Chiefs, Rashid Rice out. So you had a bunch of guys that normally should have done well that didn't. And then you had Henry just go off, which is nice to see. So I understand it. And even guys like Collins, who everyone thought would, I think everyone was so shocked to see, Jalen Noel and Higgins get their touchdowns, but Collins got nothing after that. Guys like Glad McConkey kind of falling on their butt, all these little tiny things where people were expecting big things, but it didn't happen. I've already talked about it, and the concept of having these 3 games on Christmas is horrible. I think 1 game, leave it at that.
By the way, when we went live on Friday, when I was talking about the line on that Texans at Chargers game, I called it. I knew the freaking Texans were going to beat the Chargers that game. It's a shame I didn't put big money on that too, because I would have cashed.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was high on the Texans in that game. I was already, just based on the line versus line, situation. Both lines suck, but the better line was the Texans at that point.
So I do have something else I want to share about based off of I Blame Pierce's question here. So story time. Back in 2020, there was a lot of people in the fantasy football community that were looking at strength of schedule based on the last 3 weeks of the season, back when we only played 16 games in the NFL. And a lot of people were trying to trade for Derrick Henry because they wanted to go up against the worst run defenses to hopefully get force themselves into a league winner situation. And Derrick Henry had, on paper, a juicy matchup for the last few weeks. Derrick Henry did really well against the Jaguars, did really well against the Lions, but in the championship week against the Packers, he did go 23 for 98, but didn't fall in the end zone, resulting in 9.8 PPR fantasy points. So as a result of that, Derrick Henry was not the league winner everybody was looking for in their championship week. So when you're trying to force yourself into that situation, don't be surprised when it doesn't work out. That's the game we play. You start your best, you hope for the best. You got Nico Collins, I Blame Pierce. You got CeeDee Lamb, you got Jahmyr Gibbs. It happens. Yeah. That's the game we play, my friend.
You're telling me. I mean, I have all these guys in one way or another in one league or another, and I had that happen. And, believe me, I get it. It's not fun to have happen. It's kind of funny. I'm facing a guy that lost DK Metcalf and Brock Bowers. And I'm like, I kind of wanted them to play because he ended up playing Christian Watson and, made it where the game is a lot closer than I wanted it to be. And it's one of those scenarios where you're looking at that and, these guys that you don't know about are these guys that are at the bottom and they're getting a little bit more involved. Bill was another one that, Bill Krosky Merritt ended up doing pretty well and getting his 2 touchdowns where no one probably played him. So, or at
I
least
think some
very
people
little.
did, though.
No, some did, but some didn't because, based on their particular scenarios. But yeah, Doodle Bob, he goes, start Lawrence over Brissett, right? My only thought is that the Arizona Cardinals versus Cincy game could be a shootout, and Indy versus Jags could be that, but the defenses are somewhat solid.
Yeah, I still have Trevor Lawrence at 5 and Brissett at 8. So, yeah, go ahead and fire up T-Law.
I'm going to lean Brissett, but it's really just because of the matchup, and I like staying in the flames of what he's been doing lately. But they are pretty good at stopping wide receivers. So I might, let me just check one more thing real quick. Yeah, but they're, I don't understand I don't understand this stat. So they are 5th against the wide receiver, stopping the wide receiver, but they are 29th or 28th against the quarterback fantasy points wise. That makes no sense to me. And it's all because they pass to the tight end. Wait a minute. Who are they playing? They're playing Brissett versus one of the best tight ends in the league. I feel okay about Brissett in this particular scenario. I don't think you can go wrong with either or. But Trevor Lawrence is on the better team, better weapons. I'm going to lean Lawrence just a little bit, but I like Brissett today for sure.
Okay. I wouldn't say he's a bad play, but I'm still going T-Law.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, I like him, but I can't. There's no way that I can't. I would rather play Lawrence over Brissett today. And it's in a dome. Well, both are in a dome. No, that one's not in a dome. So, right, these times a year, I'd rather be in the dome. Like, I don't care about sometimes the weather doesn't always matter. I care about the dome. It's just more of a controlled environment. I'd rather be in a situation that I, feel more comfortable in. Thankfully, a lot of the games this week are in domes, which have been very helpful. But the 2 games that aren't are going to be the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. So those 2 games are going to be wet weather games. Everyone else is pretty much in a decent scenario in one way or another. So just know that going into your matchup.
Yep, they'll put in their longer cleats and hope for the best.
Yep. That's all we can hope. All righty, boys and girls, we're gonna wrap this show up. I got things to do. I got to go spend time with my ladies. So we will see you guys in the off season. At one point, we will be out. Make sure you guys check out our Discord below if you're not in it already. Please make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the show as well. We will keep notifications and let you guys know what's going on. But we will always be in the Discord. So make sure you guys sign up for our Discord. It's a great group of people. We really enjoy being a part of that and really I actually feel great that we've been doing a lot to build it and make it what it is currently. Just a great community of people. Hope everybody.
And if you want to talk to Kendall, he's on his phone answering questions in the Start Sit Questions channel on our Discord server. So say hi to Kendall and congratulate him on his 3rd child, too.
Yes, me and Kendall both having our children around the same time, which is always nice. Unfortunately, we are 1,000 miles away from each other. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. I hope everyone has a wonderful Happy New Year. Look at this. Oh, I love you, Raven. He goes, best fantasy community on YouTube. We appreciate that. We really try our best to be a really good source of information for everybody and a really good community for everybody as well. So like I said, check out our Discord below. Make sure you guys check out everybody here. We have Evan, we have Phil, we have Kendall and Frank. Everybody is a big part of this machine that keeps everything moving. So hope everyone has a wonderful and happy New Year. Evan, thank you so much for joining me today. Always appreciate you joining me on these Sunday shows. It's always nice to have an extra person to talk to instead of myself.
I was wondering how sick you were of getting talking to yourself.
Sometimes I don't mind it. My wife already, my wife jokes around all the time that I'd rather do any, we miss Rasta too, but he's in the background helping out with some stuff as well. He is working on life and making, trying to get himself in a good spot. Hopefully we have him back soon.
Yeah, don't fret about Rasta. He's still around. He's just like Mike just said, behind the scenes.
Yep, behind the scenes, keeping us laughing and keeping us involved. I gotta congratulate him on his. He is now a grandpa. He is a grandpa. He's an old man now. So yeah, he's got life going on. He's got to handle all his stuff. So congratulations to Rasta on him being a grandpa. Yeah. So hope everyone has a wonderful, happy holidays. We will be back at one point in the near to distant future, probably after the Super Bowl, and then as well after free agency. We should be back doing some mocks and things like that. Like I said, best place to find us in the Discord. So please join our Discord, and we'll see everybody soon. Please like and subscribe. We got 51 people watching, so please make sure all those people on there are liking and subscribing if you haven't already. We do, but it's all love. It's all good, man.
Felt good for my Bears to get that dub over you guys too.
Hey, you know what? I'm rooting for the Bears. You guys are in a good, you guys have worked your way up, and I wish only good things for the Bears this coming playoffs. So happy New Year to everybody. We will see everybody next season. Good luck to everybody in your week 17 championships or third place championships. I will see you guys. Evan will see you guys next year. Later.